Okay, next up, Lakitu from Super Mario Brothers, the original Mario Brothers. Excuse me. These airborne menaces used to ride their clouds exclusively as Bowser's henchmen. They typically hover just out of Mario's reach and hurl spinies with irritating precision. More recently, however, they've been known to take on less evil tasks, such as doing camera work for sports events and helping Mario on his quest. Yes. Okay, the Landmaster Tank. The Landmaster Tank, I remember getting this one because in order to get the Landmaster Tank, you have to KO 1,000 opponents combined with all characters in versus mode. Landmaster Tank, of course, is from Star Fox 64. Team Star Fox's high-powered anti-aircraft hover tank. Its caterpillar-like treads allow it to perform quick lateral rolls. It can even fly for short periods of time. Its main cannons closely resemble the weapon's technology on an R-Wing, so the same rules apply. If you charge them up, you can shoot guided missiles. Alrighty, Like from the OG Legend of Zelda. In The Legend of Zelda, these slow-footed monsters inhaled Link and ate his shield, just beating out Wall Masters for the coveted title of most aggravating enemies ever. Tell me about it. Supposedly their name comes from an old, almost indecipherable Hyrulean proverb. Shield eaters and world leaders have many likes alike. Okay then. Here is Link, of course, from The Legend of Zelda. Even in his youth, Link was already becoming the warrior who would carry the destiny of Hyrule and many other lands on his shoulders. His epic struggles against the forces of darkness are written in legend, and he is bound to the Princess Zelda and the Archfiend Ganondorf by the awesome power of the Triforce. Burdened with a shield, a heavy sword, and plenty of equipment, Link is not a very mobile character. Nevertheless, he's skilled with the blade, and his varied supply of missile weapons make him a powerful fighter. To master Link, you must control the pace by balancing your long-range attacks with head-to-head swordplay. Link's bow, boomerang, and bombs all take time to wield, so you may want to try drawing them in midair to prevent your foes from attacking you while you're vulnerable. The spin attack can score consecutive midair hits, and the final slash is very powerful. Link's bombs are his trump card, but he can't pull one out if he's carrying another item. Here is Lipstick from Panel de Pon. That is, of course, a Japanese exclusive game. In order to get Lipstick, you need to get 20 combos with any one character in training mode. I think I got that with the Ice Climbers. It was either Ice Climbers Nest or Young Link. I can't remember which one I got it with. But anyway, this magical stick was used by the character Lip in the Japanese game Panel de Pon, which was later released as Tetris Attack in the United States. Lipstick causes a flower to sprout from an enemy's head, inflicting damage as it grows. Quickly tap the control stick back and forth to get a flower off of your head. Okay, Lon Milk. Oh, that's right, Lon Milk. You get this trophy. I think we got this trophy on camera. I'm not 100% sure. But we get the Lon Milk trophy by completing target test with all characters combined in 25 minutes or fewer. Of course, the Lon Milk is from Ocarina of Time. The pride of Lon Ranch is the delicious and nutritious milk. When Link played Epona's song for Lon cows, they would perk up and provide him with a bottle full of the tasty beverage. The fact that Link sometimes used bottles that had housed bugs is a matter of questionable hygiene. In Super Smash Bros. Melee, young Link drinks milk instead of taunting. Okay, so Love Giant, once again from Doshin the Giant, a reincarnation of the sun that appears on a solitary island in the South Seas. Doshin feeds off the emotions of the islanders to grow into a giant. The islanders named it for the sound of its heavy footsteps. Doshin. Its yellow color indicates its friendly nature. This Doshin likes to help the villagers' daily tasks. What a saint. Lugia from Pokemon Gold and Silver. The waters of the Whirl Islands are home to this legendary Pokemon, whom few have seen. Lugia lives quietly in the deepest ocean trenches for one very good reason. Its combined aerial and psychic powers, are so strong as to be extremely dangerous. The special moves of this gargantuan creature include the destructive Wind Assault, known as Aeroblast. Here's Luigi from the Mario Bros. Arcade game. Although Mario's younger brother has always played second fiddle, Luigi finally garnered the spotlight with his very own game, Luigi's Mansion. Things are looking up for the eternal understudy. He's even picked up his own rival in Waluigi. The day he's referred to as the lean, mean, green machine may not be too far off. Luigi has worse traction than his brother, but he's a more powerful jumper. His fireballs aren't affected by gravity, so they fly straight horizontally. The green missile is similar to Pikachu's Skull Bash, but there's a 12.5% chance of a spontaneous misfire. Luigi's taunting pose inflicts minor damage. Snack someone with Luigi's Super Jump Punch, and if the timing is just right, it will become a fire jump punch of incredible strength. However, Luigi can only jump straight up when delivering this blow, and if his arm is a bit off, he'll only do a single point of damage. The Luigi Cyclone sucks foes in and twirls them about. Here's Mach Rider. Mach Rider... Okay, I think we got this one on screen, but I'm not 100% sure. You have to clear Classic Mode within 5 minutes in order to get the Mach Rider trophy. And of course, Mach Rider is from the NES game of the same name. After the destruction of his hometown, Mach Rider jumped onto his machine gun-equipped combat motorcycle and set off in search of a new home, destroying all the quad runners who got in his way. His motorcycle had 4 gears and endless ammunition. When hit, Mach Rider would break into fragments and then rejoin together. Here is Majora's Mask. Ugh, you guys remember this came from event number... Was it 47? I think it was 47. Trophy Tussle 3, one of the more difficult event matches, I think, in all 51 event matches. And of course, this comes from the Legend of Zelda game of the same name on the N64. A lonely Skull Kid put on Majora's Mask and unknowingly allowed a great evil to invade the land of Termina. The mask manifested its evil power into the fearsome-looking moon, and the Skull Kid became merely a puppet under its malevolent power. In the ultimate battle with Link, Majora's Mask transformed into 3 separate forms. It's the male wireframe. You have to complete 100-man melee within 4 minutes in order to get this one. I think we got this on camera. I'm pretty sure we did. Of course, this comes from Melee. Who built the fighting wireframes and to what purpose remains a mystery. They're a simple collection of wires which house a sparse framework of bones and organs that lends them a rather disturbing appearance. They look rather big and powerful, but in reality, both their offensive and defensive abilities are subpar. Oh, excuse me. Here's Marill from Pokemon Gold and Silver. This water mouse Pokemon evolves into Azumarill? Is that how you pronounce it? I'm not sure. The round ball on the end of its tail acts like a flotation device, so it can float safely in the roughest of water conditions. It resides on Mount Mortar in seclusion. Few of the creatures are ever seen. Marill's cuteness has earned it a large and loyal fanbase. Yeah, you bet. I had a friend that actually dressed up as Marill one Halloween when I was a kid. That's how freaking popular she was. Marin. Marin we got... I don't know if we unlocked Marin on screen, but in order to get Marin, You need to unlock the sound test. In order to unlock sound test, you have to unlock every character and every stage and clear all event matches. So, Marin is from Link's Awakening. Marin is a young girl who cares for Link after a shipwreck washes him up on the shores of Kololint Island. I have no clue if I'm pronouncing that right, but I've never played Link's Awakening. She's a talented harpist, well-liked for her kind and gentle nature. She holds fast to the ideals of truth and honor. If Link happens to steal something during his adventure, she greets him with a shout of thief. Here is the man, the myth, the legend, Mario, who made his debut in Donkey Kong, the arcade game. Known worldwide as Mr. Nintendo, Mario uses his incredible jumping ability to thwart the evil Bowser time after time. While he's best known as a hero, Mario has played many roles, including racer, doctor, golfer, and villain. His tastes have changed over 20 years of gaming. He long ago swapped the colors of his shirt and overalls. Mario is a character without any glaring weaknesses and plenty of strong attacks. He's even equipped with a Meteor Smash. He's a straightforward character who will reflect the actual skills of the player. Mario's cape will turn other characters in the opposite direction and can also reflect missile weapons. Mass determines how easily a character can be sent flying, as well as a character's physical strength. Mario's mass is the standard upon which other Smash fighters are measured. His super jump punch sends foes skyward in a shower of coins, while the Mario Tornado pulls in nearby foes, spins them silly, and scatters them every which way. Here's Marth, of course from Fire Emblem. At the time, Fire Emblem, there were no Fire Emblem games released in North America at the time of Melee's release. The betrayed prince of the kingdom of Altea, I don't know if that's the pronunciation, the blood of the hero Anri, I don't know, flows in Marth's veins. He was forced into exile when the kingdom of Dolua invaded Altea, then wielding his divine sword, oh Christ, you're killing me, Falchion, he led a revolt and defeated the Dark Dragon Meduse? I don't know. Afterwards, Altea was annihilated by King Hardin of... I don't even fucking know. Acania? As you can tell, I've never played Fire Emblem. Please don't kill me. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Marth is a magnificent swordsman. While his swordplay is faster than that of Link, he lacks power, and his quickness is offset by a marginal endurance. His shield breaker gains power the longer it's held. The Dancing Blade combination uses both the control stick and the B button to produce a series of up to 4 attacks. The tip of Marth's blade causes the most damage, so you should try to create adequate distance between you and your enemy to gracefully strike with that point. Marth's Dolphin Slash is fast and powerful, but it leaves him vulnerable upon landing. Marth uses counter to block a foe's attack and deal a return strike. If you're fighting a counter, happy Marth, grab him. Okay, this guy, Maruhiji? I don't know. From Card Hero. Whatever the fuck that is. His name is Maruhiji. He has a splendid mustache, and he's the eldest son of a long-established card merchant. After stints as a taxi driver and a convenience store clerk, he settled into his role as heir to the card business, which has been in his family for 5 generations. He manages the Maruhiji Card Shop. Master Hand. Oh, this one was hard. Master Hand, I think... How did I get this one? Master Hand... Oh, that's right. You have to, I believe, complete Classic mode on hard or very hard. No continues. I think I did this with Ganondorf, I think. The Master Hand awaits anyone who survives the long and difficult road to the final destination. This symbolic link between the real world and the imaginary battlefield of Super Smash Bros. Melee is quite a handful in battle, and just because it wears a white glove doesn't mean it fights clean. Get ready to be flicked, swatted, punched, and poked like crazy. Alrighty, Master Sword. From Ocarina of Time, the Master Sword varies a bit between titles in the Legend of Zelda series, but it's generally the most powerful blade that Link can carry. It's a magical weapon that can be wielded only by a true hero, and, as its name implies, it's the weapon of choice in decisive battles. At the end of the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, Link returned it to its stone pedestal. Maxim Tomato. Maxim Tomato you get by playing 10 versus mode matches, so not a handful at all. This one, of course, is from Kirby's Dream Land. Excuse me. Maxim Tomatoes cure 50 percentage points of your accumulated damage. Once you eat one, after a brief moment, your damage meter slowly drains the appropriate amount, regardless of whether or not you pick up another item right afterwards. In the Kirby series, these juicy, health-restoring items were a favorite of the Pink Hero. And this is Mega Vitamins. Mega Vitamins, of course, are from Dr. Mario. Mega Vitamins come in 6 color combinations of red, blue, and yellow. Dr. Mario uses these capsules by tossing them into contaminated bottles to destroy viruses. The origin of these wonder pills is a mystery, but the most likely theory is that they are the result of Dr. Mario's lifelong efforts to find a cure for the common cold. Meowth. You get Meowth by completing All-Star with all characters. Meowth, of course, is from Pokemon Red and Blue. This is Meowth's dream. Meowth strides all over the globe, scattering invitations to other Pokemon, insisting they come to Meowth's party. At this wonderful party, guests are packed in like sardines as Meowth climbs up the stage with its faithful guitar. It strikes a chord, pauses, and then rocks their world. Here is Meta Knight from Kirby Superstar, the mysterious head of the Meta Knights. He wields his sword with dignity. He delivered his sword to Kirby and demanded single combat in a show of his knightly honor. His strict adherence to his code of ethics makes him a rarity in Dreamland. Sometimes he throws off his cape in battle. It occasionally transforms into wings. Here is the metal box. The metal box... Oh, that's right. You have to get... To get the metal box, you have to get 10 combos with any one character in training mode. Of course, the metal box is from Mario 64. First spotted in Super Mario 64, the metal box holds the power to turn your character briefly into heavy metal. Your mass is exponentially greater, while metallic, making it difficult for others to throw you. Be careful though, not only will you move a bit slower, but you'll also fall much more quickly than you ordinarily would. Metal Mario. Never mind. I thought there was... No, I think you could just find him in the lottery or something like that. I think you could find him in the lottery or Classic Adventure or All-Star. Also debuting in Mario 64, Metal Mario. Mario was in for a surprise the first time he hit a metal box in Super Mario 64. The metal cap that popped out transformed Mario into living metal, giving him great stamina, a heavy tread, and the ability to walk underwater. In Super Mario Bros., Metal Mario showed up as an incredibly stubborn mid-level boss. Or Super Smash Bros., I'm sorry. Metal Mario showed up as an incredibly stubborn mid-level boss. That is so true. That fight was annoying. Also, if you zoom into Mario's nose, you're supposed to see... I think it's supposed to be the Yoshi's Island stage. I think that's what it's supposed to be. Anyway. Metroid. Metroid from the NES game of the same name. A parasitic life form that can absorb all types of energy. Metroids have strong resistance to most conventional weaponry. To defeat him, Samus Aran had to freeze them with the ice beam shots and then blast them with missiles. Machtroids, which look like Metroids, are weaker with fewer internal nuclei. Mew, we all know how we got this one. Of course, we saw this with the Roy battle, with the Roy run I did on All-Star. All-Star on hard or very hard. Thank God, however, you can use continues, because if you couldn't, I probably wouldn't be looking at this trophy right now. Mew is from Pokemon Red and Blue. Mew is an extremely rare Pokemon that has been seen by only a few people. Information on every Pokemon in the world is contained in Mew's cell structure. So it has the ability to use any and all TMs and HMs. Some Pokemon scholars believe Mew to be the ancestor of all existing Pokemon, but the idea is debatable. Here is Mewtwo, a genetically created Pokemon. Mewtwo is the result of many long years of research by a solitary scientist. Although Mewtwo was cloned from the genes of the legendary Pokemon Mew, its size and character are far different than its ancestor. Its battle abilities have been radically heightened, making it ruthless. Mewtwo, of course, is from Pokemon Red and Blue. As Mewtwo relies mostly on its powerful brain, there are times when it scarcely uses its arms and legs, since Mewtwo spends much of its time floating. It flies far when struck. Shadow Ball traces a jagged path once released. The longer Mewtwo holds it, the more powerful it becomes. Mewtwo uses Confusion to spin its foes around. Mewtwo is definitely not a speedy character, but its ESP, powered grab, and throw moves are comparatively strong. Teleport has a short range, but it doesn't leave it open to attack. It's best used as an escape move during disturbances. Mewtwo can daze a foe if it makes eye contact and uses Disable. The move is useless unless Mewtwo is facing its enemy. Here is Misty from Pokemon Red and Blue. And I forgot, I'm so sorry. Mewtwo, of course, was also from Pokemon Red and Blue. Cleared my OCD. There we go. Misty's the gym leader of Cerulean City and is a real tomboy. She loves swimming and all things aquatic, so she makes a point of collecting Starmie, Staryu, and other water-type Pokemon. This is common among gym leaders. Typically, the Pokemon kept by trainers tend to reflect that person's personality and preference. There's Moltres, also from Pokemon Red and Blue. As tradition has it, the onset of spring heralds the return of this legendary Pokemon from its southern home. Its bright orange color and fiery aspect lends to it its overwhelming appearance. Sky Attack, the strongest of flying moves, is a perfect fit for this burning phenom, but it's obviously also excels at powerful fire-type moves. Here's Monster from 3D Hot Rally, a Japan-exclusive game. This rally car tore up dirt and raced through its uncharted lands in the Disk System game 3D Hot Rally. While it wasn't as fast as the other two car types, it had super strong shocks to deal with horrible roads and other obstacles. Mario and Luigi are in command of this car, although they don't show themselves in the game very often. Here is the moon from Majora's Mask. High in the sky above the Clock Town Tower, a menacing moon slowly sinks toward the city. Shrouded in mystery and feared by all, it threatens to devour everything and everyone in a cataclysm of fire. Strangely, inside the moon is a beautiful, pristine, plain, broken... Wait, what? I'm sorry. Strangely, inside the moon is a beautiful, pristine, plain, broken by a single tree. Okay. The moon breaks after Link defeats Majora's Mask. Alright, here's the motion sensor bomb, also top secret. Again, this is either a reference to, like, either Perfect Dark or GoldenEye. I don't remember 100%. Oh, and the motion sensor bomb, we got that for completing event number 3, which was Bombfest. The perfect accessory for ambushes, the motion sensor bomb has been a favorite covert weapon of spies and other stealthy operatives. It adheres to any surface, and once armed, detonates with incredible force when it detects motion in its range. In the frantic world of Super Smash Bros. Melee, it doesn't take long for it to go. That's true, very true. Mr. Game & Watch, from Game & Watch, of course. First appearing in 1980, the Game & Watch series is the father of all portable liquid crystal games. The main character is simple and monochrome, but has a timeless individuality. There are 39 different games in the series, and they've sold over 43 million units worldwide. Pictured at left is the particularly popular Fire model. A resident of a totally flat world, Mr. Game & Watch's frame-by-frame movement is distinctive. His image is known far and wide and respected by gamers everywhere. In Super Smash Bros. Melee, he hurls sausages with his chef technique. The random strength of his judgment is determined by the number displayed. Food appears on Lucky 7. A man of great stature in the world of Nintendo characters, Mr. Game & Watch is a comparatively light fellow and doesn't feature many powerful attacks. When he's in danger of falling, Fire calls out a rescue brigade to send him skyward once more. He can also catch missile weapons with Oil Panic. Once he's caught 3... Oh, it's a max of 3. Okay. He can dump buckets. He can dump the bucket on his foe. Okay, on his foes. Yeah, I didn't know there was a limit of 3. Okay. Mr. Rossetti from Animal Crossing, which was not released in North America at the time. Mr. Rossetti, you have to defeat at least 5 enemies on Cruel Melee, which we did with Pikachu. Prepare to receive a really long talking to if you reset this game. The next time you play, Mr. Rossetti will be waiting to deliver his best scolding. No matter what your intentions are, pressing the reset button will bring you face to face with this fervent character. Sometimes the only way to shut him up is to apologize. Mr. Saturn from Earthbound. The origins of Mr. Saturn race are unknown, but many believe they came from outer space. They reside in Saturn Valley and speak their own unique language. In Super Smash Bros. Melee, Mr. Saturn is just another item with which to pelt foes. These guys are laid back and not into fighting, so you can rest easy. Or can you? For real. Mute City. Yeah, that's right, okay. Mute City, you have to walk a combined distance of 10,000 meters with all characters combined, because, you know, meters. Just in case you use the metric system. For all my international viewers out there. Mute City from F-Zero, of course. F-Zero courses are set hundreds of feet above ground and kept afloat by opposing gravity guard beams on both sides of the tracks. Mute City, which grew from an intergalactic trading post to a city with a population of over 2 billion, is the most famous stop on the F-Zero Grand Prix. This course layout is from the F-Zero X era. Here's Ness from Earthbound. Ness is a young boy who's mastered the psychic power known as Psi. Ness was living a normal life in the suburbs of Wonnet/Ownit until a meteor crashed into a nearby mountain and sent him on a wild adventure. Believing in the ultimate powers of wisdom, courage, and friendship, Ness proves that some heroes come in small packages. That could not have ended on a more generic tagline. The key to mastering Ness is controlling his unique mid-air jump, which makes up for what he lacks in speed, and everything else. His PK Flash attack may seem weak at first glance, but it grows more powerful the longer you hold down the B button. To do a lot of damage with PK Fire, try to burn your opponent as many times as possible. Ness's Mind is his best weapon. The PK Thunder is a Psi missile weapon that can be guided using the control stick. And if Ness hits himself with it, he turns into a living missile capable of doing massive damage. This move can also be used for recovery. The Psi Magnet turns energy missile attacks into health. Try out certain Pokemon for stamina replenishment. Here's the Ocarina of Time from The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time. This ocarina, the treasure of the House of Hyrule, was entrusted to Link by Zelda when she fled from Ganondorf's insurrection. When used in conjunction with 3 spiritual stones, It opened the way to where the Master Sword rested. In Majora's Mask, it gave Link limited control over time, but it has other uses. It's fun to play as a musical instrument. That's because it is. Here's the Octorok. The Octorok, of course, is from the OG Legend of Zelda. These common enemies made for their debut in the very first Legend of Zelda game and have been a staple of every game in the series since. They shoot rocks from their mouths at high velocity, but the projectiles are simple to block and do very little damage. Octoroks have low stamina, so they don't pose much of a threat to a good fighter.